Hi, this is Amy, and I want to share with you this really fun getting backstage manifesting story that happened to me in 2010. And I had a ticket to a concert, a K-pop concert in Los Angeles. I think it was like 2010. And I flew across the country. It was like kind of like a weekend thing I made out of it. Had a hotel, had a ticket, like all that kind of stuff. So I had a concert ticket. But I kept thinking, like, I really want to get backstage. I think that would be so awesome. Because let's face it, who doesn't want to get backstage at a freaking concert? I mean, if you want to go see the group, if you're being like drug along by your friend to some group that you don't care about, you don't want to get backstage. But everybody wants to get backstage at a concert if they really love the group because that's what they want. So I had this vision, very clear vision of being backstage, but no way in the world to actually do this. I mean, the Staples Center is huge, and it's not like some like little tiny like hole in the wall place for like a concert. This is like a major arena. So I get to Los Angeles, and I was in my hotel room, and it was like 6:30 or 7 in the morning. I am not a morning person, by the way. And I'm laying in my hotel bed, and this is like maybe 2 days before the concert. And I'm laying there, and I get this idea, this thought, this nagging thing that just like kind of like downloaded into my head that was like, go to Starbucks right now. Right now. There was like a Starbucks outside the hotel. So I didn't want to go to Starbucks. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to go to Starbucks. I could have cared less. I mean, I love Starbucks. You all know that from watching my videos, but I was like laying there like, what? Starbucks? What? Right now? I don't want to get up. So I know better though, because I trust these like sort of inspired ideas. So I get my butt out of bed, and I don't even put makeup on. I don't even comb my hair. Just throw some sunglasses on, barely put clothes on, and I shuffle down to the Starbucks. And you would not believe. I know you're thinking like the artists were there, but they weren't. This is even weirder. So I go in, and there's a long line because it's like, I don't know, like a weekday morning, and people are like going off to work. And I get in line behind a guy who has a paper plate. And on the paper plate, he has like 27 drinks that he is ordering. 27 drinks! And I know it was 27 because I heard him tell the person when he ordered, I have 27 drinks. And I'm behind him, and I'm like tired, and I'm jet lagged a little bit, and I'm grumpy, and I'm like, this is why I got out of bed. To help this guy, not to help this guy, but to get out of bed, to come stand behind this guy while he orders 27 drinks. Do you know how long that's going to take for them to make them before they can even make my drink? And I remember being really irritated, and I was like, wow, like this was my inspired idea. Good job, universe. Thanks a lot. Thank you, higher mind. Thank you. But then I had this other thought where I know that nothing happens, by mistake. So I was like, wait a minute, maybe I'm supposed to be here, and maybe I'm supposed to be behind this guy with 27 drinks. I don't know. It's like 27 dresses, right? That movie. So anyway, I get through, he finishes ordering, he moves out of the way, I order, and then I plop myself down at this little bar by the window because I know it's going to be like forever before I get my drink. So I'm just sort of sitting there, and I'm on my phone, and he's by himself, and I start watching his drink orders come up on the bar, and I kind of like look at him, and I look at the bar and the drinks, and I look at him, and I look at the bar with the drinks, and I'm like, wait a minute, there's just like one guy. How is he going to carry 27 drinks? Like, that just seems so unbelievable to me. So I just opened my mouth, and I'm like, excuse me. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, do you need help carrying those somewhere, like to your car or something? And he just like deadpans his face. He's like, and he's like looking at me strange. I'm like, you don't need help? You need help? And he's like, did you just offer to help carry the drinks? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, wow. He's like, that's really nice of you, actually. He's like, I'm just surprised. I'm just not used to people being so nice. And I was like, well, I mean, I'm watching them, and I can't imagine that you're going to be able to carry them. So, and he's like, no, yeah, you're right. I can't. But don't worry, because I'm working right next door, and some people are going to come over when the drinks come up and help me carry them. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So anyway, we started chit-chatting and then we exchanged business cards or whatever. And he worked at the Staples Center. So a couple days later, I'm at the concert and he texted me, and he was not working. He was actually doing something else. But he texted me and he was like, you know, it was really nice meeting you, da-da-da-da. He's like, I'm actually going to pop into the Staples Center. Where are you sitting? I'll come say hi. Because he was like really just grateful. It wasn't like a romantic thing. It was just like this guy was like full of gratitude. So I told him where I was sitting, and he came to my seat because he had like an all access pass. And we went outside to talk into the lobby while the concert's going on. And he's like, he's like, it's so great. Like, you really just like made my week by doing that. I'm like, oh, you're welcome. That's, And he's like, is there anything I can do for you? Like, is there anything you can do for me? And I just looked at him and I'm like, can you get me backstage? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. So 5 minutes later, I'm backstage with an all access pass, and he just leaves. He's like, I gotta go to work, I gotta do this other thing, da-da-da-da. And he just leaves, and I'm just standing there backstage by myself. And I'm like, oh my God. It was so amazing. So a lot more went into this story. But that was one of my favorite manifestations because it was so kind of crazy and unbelievable. About like, I get this inspired idea to go to Starbucks, and then I'm behind this guy ordering all this drinks, and then I'm like, maybe I should offer to help him. And because I do that, he gets me backstage. By the way, like 6 months later, I texted him because I was going to be back in LA, and he had no idea who I was. So it was really one of those just in the moment, like, universal orchestration type of things. And I just wanted to share this fun story with you. How did I get into alignment with it? I had a clear vision of being backstage, and I, over the time before I got there, just kept imagining it and accepting it wasn't going to happen, and imagining it and accepting it wasn't going to happen, and imagining it and feeling good about it and accepting it wasn't going to happen. I mean, really, that's it. Like, you just focus on your desire, and the universe orchestrated it for me, and then I just acted through the inspired action when I was given this very intuitive message. I don't always have these intuitive messages when I manifest. That was very unique. But if you get some sort of weird message like that you just comes from inside of you to go do something, go do it. You never know. I hope this helps, and it's just a fun little manifesting story. So happy manifesting, and have a very wonderful day.